toothpicks.
That's one tooth walrus.
This what?
Walrus. Walrus, I say.
This is the international symbol for toothpick. Killer toothpick. Choking on it. Why don't you choke on a toothpick and die?
Yeah, that's got to be a horrible way. First of all, I doubt many of those people die.
No, they just choke. Right.
It's so.
Well, no, you choke and then bleed to death from the puncture wound. Ouch.
I think what happens is you swallow the toothpick and then you go into the emergency room and you're just the most uncomfortable that a human can be to have, like, you know when like you get like a little thing stuck in your throat, like a chicken bone or like a fish bone?
Like a little chicken bone?
A fish bone.
Fish bone.
Getting stuck in your throat. It's like, it's so panicky. You're like, I know I'm not gonna die. I know that this is gonna get out somehow.
How though?
But could you imagine, well, I don't know how, it usually just gets out. But if it's a toothpick and you're like, this is not going anywhere. I can breathe, but I'm afraid to breathe because it might go in my lungs and I'm gonna asphyxiate.
Has this happened to you?
No, I have nightmares about it though, can you tell?
It reminds me of the epic urban legend that says that when you scrape your grill with a wire brush and then you grill the burger and then you eat the burger and you swallow it, that you get the shards of the
steel wool,
wire brush, and that they'll go down and they'll puncture your esophagus and then start to fester your internal organs and kill you slowly.
Hold on, where'd you read this?
Oh, I didn't read it anywhere.
Urban legend?
I don't read anything.
You think that's an urban legend, or you think that's happened to somebody and it's just like, it's unlikely, but it's happened to somebody? Because I'm never eating burgers
It's
again.
an urban legend. It's word of mouth, right?
Do you think choking on toothpicks is an urban legend?
No,
that was a fact, right? That was a factoid.
Wire brush grill
Death.
warning.
Oh, warning. Injuries from ingestion of wire bristles from grill cleaning
This
devices.
is the CDC.gov website.
Oh my goodness.
For an
Case
object,
reports. Read that one, a man 50 years.
injuries from ingestion of wire bristles from grill cleaning brushes. My brain.
Read case report.
Providence, Rhode Island. So this is the Center for Disease Control and Prevention official website. Case reports. Talk about unlucky man here. A man aged 50 years arrived at the ED. What is that?
Well, I know what ED means on the commercials.
Emergency.
There's usually a woman in a bathtub, like a 60-year-old woman in a bathtub.
Arrived at the ED with abdominal pain that had begun after eating steak at a backyard barbecue. Computed tomography, a CAT scan of the abdomen and pelvis, revealed a linear object extending through the wall of a loop of small intestine into the omentum. There's a figure here.
Oh.
Here's the actual picture.
The culprit, man. Look at that thing.
can't
It's kind of
see
hard
it,
to
but-
see, but it just looks like a wire
There it is right there.
in the intestine.
Oh my goodness, now I have to hit back to keep reading.
What was he complaining of? Abdominal pain.
Patient, hold on, where was I reading? Oh.
Right there.
Laparotomy was performed to remove the foreign body, which appeared to be a wire bristle from a grill cleaning brush. The patient fully recovered, and was discharged the next day. 5 more patients visited the ED, emergency department, I guess is what they call
Let's
it.
call it the ER. Can we just agree to
During the
call it
August 2011 through June 2012, after inadvertent ingestion of a wire bristle that had become dislodged from a grill cleaning brush and embedded in food.
Okay, this is interesting though, because I just, where did you get, because this is obviously true, it's not an urban legend, it's a thing that the CDC has recognized. You had to be using one at some point and someone told you, don't worry about that, or you saw it on the news or something. Where did you get this information? Did you dream this? Because what I'm getting at is if you dreamed this, you are a prophet, Link.
I dream
You're
CDC,
a CDC
reports.
prophet. You need to call them right now and say, I dream warnings that you should then put on your website. But did you dream
how's-
ED
did you
or
dream-
ER? Did you say ED or ER in your dream?
ED, yeah.
Weird.
That's why. Actually, my dreams are written down by the CDC, and then people think they're facts, but really this is just
Case report.
my dream journal.
The case report is synonymous for Link's dream journal.
Right.
At the CDC.
They get bored sometimes, they just tap into my brain.
Wow. It will happen in the future though.
Sorry that I said ED instead of ER, guys.
3 men aged 31, 35, and 50. Severe abdominal pain, chief symptom. Evaluated primarily with intravenous contrast enhanced CT of the abdomen and pelvis. In 2 patients, the wire bristle was noted lodged within the omentum. Don't want it in your omentum. Adjacent to a loop of small intestine. 1 patient, the wire bristle was located within the sigmoid colon, indenting the bladder. Whoop, don't want to pierce the bladder. You know what's in there. 2 patients underwent emergency abdominal surgery to retrieve the foreign object and repair the intestine. 1 patient, the wire had not perforated the intestine and was removed via colonoscopy.
But they could feel that stuff down in there.
Wow, okay. So what's the application here? Listen to the Link's dreams and never clean your grill. Do you clean your grill with a wire brush?
Yeah.
So do I, Link.
I bought a new one though.
I did buy a new one. I was given a new one at a birthday party for my child. Another child gave my child a grill brush.
Trying to kill him.
And I was like, well, son, I'm taking that. You're 11.
That's so weird.
He got it. He thought it was kind of funny. He gave him a couple other things.
Editorial note. Actions to prevent these injuries include increased awareness among consumers, blah, 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 blah. Additionally, the Consumer Product Safety Commission is reviewing available grill cleaning brush-related injury data to determine if the identifiable pattern of product defect could pose an unreasonable risk for injury, blah, 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 blah. With the summer grilling season underway, broad awareness of the risk will help ED physicians, internists, and radiologists to quickly and appropriately diagnose the injury. These bristles are small and can be quite difficult to visualize on plain radiographs. Finally, those in the food service industry should examine whether their patrons are at risk for this industry. Public awareness might result in careful examination of any grill service before use or use of alternative grill cleaning methods or products. Like what, though? What else could you clean your grill with besides
your hand,
your tongue,
fingernails,
the meat itself?
Clean it with the meat. We need to start a campaign sponsored by the CDC. Clean your grill with the meat. I don't think that's gonna catch on.
Take a steak and.
I just think that you gotta just watch. You gotta look after you finish grilling. After you finish cleaning, you gotta look and see is there any bristles down there. And then when you bring the steak inside, you gotta inspect your steak. Inspect your steak, people.
We said we were going to talk about auto.
Well, we're not going to
accidents
because we just talked about that for like 10 minutes.
I know.
So you want to talk about that another time?
Give me like a 10-second version of what you're going to say, like just the conclusion of it.
I was going to say,
as if we had talked about it.
I was going to say that I've never been in an accident, an auto accident, but I don't necessarily attribute that to great driving. Because a lot of times, especially in parking lots, I'll like be backing up. You know, like especially here in California, like the parking lots are a lot smaller than they are in North Carolina.
Oh, sure.
So like you start backing up, you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa! The other row is like right there. In the Walmart in North Carolina, it's like 170 yards to the next row. Right. But here, and I would find myself like, man.
There's old people playing shuffleboard in there.
If there had been a car in that space, I would have just rear-ended it. And what would I have done? I would have been like the guy that ran into the car in the parking lot. And that I feel like that's happened quite a few times. The only time I've ever backed into something, I never run into anything, is we were in Santa Cruz, 2003. We were in a national park somewhere.
No.
With Mike Mahaffey. And I had the rental car and I was backing up and I backed directly into a dumpster. And then we were like, oh, you think the rental car company's gonna know we did that? And we were like, I don't think so. I don't think they'll know. It's a really small dent.
When you returned the rental car, was the dumpster still attached?
No, we did not tow the dumpster with us.
Okay, good.
Anyway, I'm just saying, if I was Frano, I would have tapped the dumpster and then my car would have exploded. I mean, it's just like some people, man. Some people, they just unlucky. They get the raw end of the deal of fate.